In this lecture, we will cover many areas that contribute to your academic success. Studying and being academically successful can look quite different in college compared to high school. We hope you will encounter this information in a new way and conclude this lecture being better equipped to be successful in your college experience here at Ohio State. In this lecture, we will discuss time management, handling distractions, note-taking, test-taking, and knowing where to get help. The best studying situation is going to differ for each individual. However, there are some basic principles that are helpful for everyone. Studying difficult subjects first is helpful, so you have the most energy and focus. This goes right along with avoiding marathon study sessions, because you will begin to lack energy and focus, and therefore retain less of what you study. It is important to figure out what time of day works best for you to study. A helpful hint is to use your waiting time to study. Whether you're waiting for class to start or a friend to meet you for coffee, there is valuable time to cover a few topics. Considering the results of your studying time, mainly your grades, is important in determining what works best. It's important to note that many students do not study enough for their classes. Try following the formula of studying 2 hours for every hour spent in class and see how you do. You can adjust this formula based on your needs of the class. Knowing where to study is incredibly important. Too often, students put themselves in situations that set them up for distractions. Find a quiet area that you can get work done and that works well for you. One of the many campus libraries or your residence hall study rooms are great options. Being comfortable might sound ideal. However, this typically distracts from studying because you become less focused on schoolwork. There are lots of great places on and near campus to get studying and other schoolwork done. So ask other students where they like to study. Again, check the results of your studying to make sure the choice you're making in study location is the best one. It is essential for you to go to class to be successful in college. You need to be physically and mentally present. Take a look at your time journal. There are 168 hours in 1 week, and you are expected to be in class typically between 14 and 16 hours a week. That's a small part of your whole week, so make it a priority. Knowing what distracts you and how to handle those distractions is a challenge all students face. It's important to figure those things out now so that you can move forward successfully in your first semester here at OSU. Start out by being aware of your attention and level of concentration. If you need to get a snack or drink to help you focus, do that before sitting down. Have a set study time with your roommate so that you can get work done together and avoid feeling like you're missing out on something. Avoid noise distractions. Some students may find relaxing music helpful in focusing, but other noises, including loud music or songs to sing along to, will only detract from your efforts. Take notice of how you or others misuse your time, and then do your best to avoid those situations. Technology is a strong draw for most students and is also a huge distractor from studying. Do your best to unplug by turning off your phone or computer. Some internet browsers will even allow you to block certain websites. During your study session, consider blocking social media, blogs, or websites that you typically visit. A skill that will serve you well not only academically, but in all areas of life is to learn to say no to others and make a judgment call of what's best. Remember, study habits are individual. Find out what works for you or ask friends what they do to handle distractions. If you're comfortable with your note-taking strategy, that is great. However, many students enter OSU without a note-taking strategy and assume they will just figure it out. A better approach is to do some research. The Walter E. Dennis Learning Center has great online tutorials on note-taking, and there are many more online to find out what works best for you. No matter what, you need to be in class and engaged in order to take good notes. Two other important points in being a great note taker are to identify keywords and points in the lecture. Coming prepared to class to take notes, including any materials given by the instructor. Follow up your note taking with some sort of organizing routine, such as reviewing, highlighting, rewriting, or typing your notes. Test taking strategies will differ depending on what type of test you're taking and also on you, the individual. However, the tips listed here are going to apply in most testing situations, especially being as prepared as possible. And remember to breathe once you're in the test. Other tips are to preview the test when you receive it. This means do a quick look over the questions so you know what will be asked. It also allows for you to answer the easiest questions first so that you have more time to spend on the more difficult questions. Part of previewing the test is also to do a mind dump. If your exam is in an essay format, a mind dump might be in the form of an outline for you to utilize in writing your essays. A mind dump on a math test may be all the formulas you remember. Always be sure to read the directions carefully. Students could often avoid missing points or making mistakes had they read the directions carefully. If a question or prompt is unclear and the instructor or TA is in the room, ask a clarifying question. If a proctor is giving the test, you will likely not be able to ask a clarifying question. So reread the directions and the question or skip it and come back. Clarity can often come after addressing other questions. Always try to answer all questions in the time allotted. However, do not do this at the expense of answering questions you know correctly. You will have to make a judgment call of what's best in that particular testing situation. Again, completing easier questions first will help you in getting all the points you can and avoid missing easy questions that you may not get to if you go in chronological order. Check out the online tutorial for more test-taking tips through the Walter E. Dennis Learning Center. The web address is provided for you on the next slide. There are lots of places to get help in your academic ventures. The Walter E. Dennis Learning Center, housed in the Yonkin Success Center on South Campus, is an incredible resource that is free for your use. They offer many services that can be accessed online or in person to help you with your academics. Workshops, tutoring, Learning Center online lecture series, individual appointments, and even a Learning Center YouTube channel are the main services available to you as an Ohio State student. The Walter E. Dennis Learning Center also partners in offering the course Educational Psychology 1259, Individual Learning and Motivation, Strategies for Success in College, which is a great class, especially when students find their current academic strategies aren't working as well as they hoped. This valuable online resource from McGraw-Hill is not a required reading. However, if you find yourself needing help in goal setting, studying and reading strategies, knowing your learning style, memory skills and strategies, or test-taking skills, you would benefit from going to the online book chapter and finding the section on that particular topic. The reading is straightforward and intended for college students. In talking about academic success, we must discuss the impact your grades can have on more than just your GPA. We want all our students to work to the best of their abilities and understand that academics might come easier to some students than others. That being said, your GPA can impact you positively with additional opportunities or negatively with diminished opportunities. Therefore, it's important to utilize all of your resources, personal and university-wide, to earn the highest GPA possible. Students who earn a GPA of 3.0 or higher may have more access to opportunities. These can range from being eligible for entrance into the business major, competitive specializations such as finance, accounting, and operations management, eligibility for certain student organizations or honors programs, and also certain scholarships associated with the university and college. Students who earn a lower GPA than 3.0 will not have the opportunities that are available to those above a 3.0. In addition to the lack of opportunity, these students also will be put on program probation with their schedules locked. If the low GPA is maintained, the student will be dismissed from Fisher and required to select a major outside of business. Earning a GPA lower than 2.0 is a serious issue. Doing so brings on academic actions that are from the university, not just Fisher. There are 3 levels of academic action: warning, probation, and dismissal. We will go over these in depth in another lecture. But the most important thing for you to remember is that dismissal from the university can result if a GPA of below a 2.0 is maintained over time and to a certain degree. Also, you must have at least a 2.0 overall GPA and a 2.0 in your major in order to graduate from Ohio State. We hope none of you will have to encounter these consequences, but we do encounter students in this situation every semester. As we have mentioned before, the advising office, along with countless other campus resources, are available to you to aid in your academic success. However, you must take advantage of what is available to you. The person ultimately responsible for your academic success is you. Try to address issues that you notice early on rather than waiting till you encounter program or academic action. If you don't know how to address the issue, seek help from an advisor.